It was an ordinary weekend when Karen, the HOA president, decided to stir up trouble once again. I had just finished painting the exterior of my cabin, a modest but comfortable retreat I'd built myself. The deep green color blended perfectly with the surrounding woods, giving it a rustic charm. As I stepped back to admire my work, I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. But that pride was short-lived when I noticed Karen striding up my driveway, a scowl already etched on her face. "Your cabin," she began, "is a violation of the neighborhood's aesthetic code. That color is far too bold. It doesn't fit in with the approved palette." I raised an eyebrow. "Karen, you're seriously giving me grief over paint colors? This is my property, and I'll paint it however I see fit." She crossed her arms, her expression hardening. "I've already had complaints. This is a gated community, and everything needs to conform to the standards. If you don't repaint it, I'll be forced to call 911. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. 911? Over a paint color? It was absurd. But she wasn't backing down, and as I looked at her, I realized she wasn't just trying to enforce some trivial rule, she was trying to make an example of me. "I suggest you rethink this, Karen. I've had enough of your nonsense," I said, trying to keep my cool. Karen whipped out her phone and dialed 911, her voice loud and demanding. "Yes, I need immediate assistance. There's a violation happening here, and the homeowner refuses to comply. I need the authorities to handle it." I sighed and shook my head, but then a thought struck me. Karen had no idea who she was dealing with. I wasn't just any homeowner in this neighborhood, I was the architect who had designed the entire community. The plans she was so obsessed with? My work. The rules she loved to enforce? My rules. As Karen stood there, waiting for the police, I calmly pulled out my phone and made a call of my own. Within minutes, a few local officials arrived, and I stepped forward. "Actually, Karen," I said, "you should know that I'm the architect who designed this whole neighborhood." Her face went pale as the realization hit. The officers nodded, recognizing me from previous projects. With a look of complete embarrassment, Karen muttered an apology and slunk off, leaving me to enjoy the peace and quiet of my cabin. It was a small victory, but it felt so sweet knowing that I had outsmarted her at her own game.